Hey, Book Talk. Let's talk about these books a little bit. Okay, so for Sly Wins, this was recommended to me by the librarian for one of my goals to get a free gift from my library. I enjoyed the first half of it, and then I got so bored with the flashbacks. And there were so many flashbacks from different periods that it wasn't all adding up to me. The ending was meh. Like, it was a maybe for me. It was okay. Like, it wasn't a top read, but it wasn't like I was forcing myself to read it, but it wasn't like I couldn't put it down either. So it was just a meh, an okay thing for me. Um, yeah. The next library book that I had was The Burning Library. I got to page 80 and I couldn't do it anymore. There was some nonsense about a manuscript and fighting over a manuscript and getting a job at this place and the people aren't who they say they are, and the chapters were like 40 pages long with like 7 different point of views. The characters were unlikable. I just couldn't read anymore. I didn't care. I just did not care who killed who. The next one is The First Witch of Boston. It was my first ever historical fiction. I enjoyed it for it being my first historical fiction, but it wasn't a top book of mine. I just don't think historical fiction is really up my alley. I do feel like I learned a lot about that time period. I've always been fascinated with the witches of Salem, and so it was good for what it is, but is it a book that I would reread? Is it a book that I would like actively recommend? Unless you specifically are a historical fiction junkie, no. I mean, I read it, I enjoyed what I read, but it wasn't blow me out of the park amazing. It's based loosely off of the journals of one of the witches of Salem and kind of their perspective of it, and of course, a lot of it is the hysteria. A lot more of a holistic approach was taking through spices and different healing methods, and people let it go to their head. They don't like you, they claim you're a witch, and you're just kind of you're screwed at that point. I feel like people still do that in real life, but obviously not to this extent. But like, even when I was in college, this one girl wasn't happy with me. She paid me for pet sitting. She expected 24/7 care, even though I told her I don't offer that. I only offer overnights. And then she hated me the whole 2 years of my master's and made my whole time miserable, got other people to hate me. I only had one friend in all of that. And it was a mess. It was a mess. And I still feel like people do that. So I feel like this is very eye opening and relevant into how it really goes down. Like I said, I enjoyed it enough. The next one is The Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. I was drawn in by this summary of what it was about. I like the idea of what it's about, a side story to Cinderella, specifically of the Ugly Stepsisters. But the execution, dear Lord. I tried to give Gregory Maguire another chance after forcing myself through through half of the Wicked series, because I only got through Elfie, Wicked, and Son of Oz, and another one that I can't remember. I still have 2 more books by him, and it's just like I tried to give him another chance, but the writing is just so atrocious. I could not stomach my way through, which I was really disappointed because I really liked the idea of the story of the stepsister, and I felt like I was reading Groundhog Day, where the same thing was happening over and over, and I can't do this. I'm not enjoying this book. I don't want to pick the book up, so I just DNF'd it. So those are my reviews and feedback of my library books. Bye, friends.